Welcome back, Royal Sussex Squad. Today we're doing something different, but powerful. Because sometimes the most telling truths don't come from loud interviews or dramatic headlines. Sometimes they come from the quiet, from a blog post, from a birthday message, from a woman simply sharing a reflection about her life. That's what we're diving into today. Let's go back to 2016, when Meghan Markle turned 35. She wasn't the Duchess of Sussex yet. She wasn't married to Prince Harry. She wasn't a mother, a global icon, or the favourite punching bag of Britain's toxic tabloid press. She was just Meghan, actress, activist, blogger, a woman with a big heart and a bigger mind. And on her birthday that year, she wrote something on her now archived lifestyle blog, The Tig, something that, if we read between the lines, said more than any royal statement ever could. She said she felt joyful, grateful. She talked about wanting more of the same. More surprises, more laughter, more cheeky jokes, more good food, more growth. It was peaceful, light-hearted, almost poetic. But the most powerful part? She said she wished for a big old happy blank, because she already felt fulfilled. She wasn't chasing anything. She wasn't yearning. She was just present, content, and whole. Now, at the time, that post came and went with little fanfare. A few fans read it, nodded, maybe left a nice comment. But they didn't realise, none of us did, that Meghan was already in the first quiet days of a love story that would shake an empire. Just a month before that post, Meghan had gone on a blind date in London with Prince Harry. They met at Soho House on July 3rd, 2016. The next day, a second date. He brought her cupcakes. July 4th, Independence Day, a new kind of freedom, poetic in itself. And yet she didn't drop any hints about Harry. She didn't name-drop him, flaunt the connection, or rush to monetize the attention. She just lived in that space of peace and possibility. That's Meghan, always choosing depth over drama, always choosing intention over attention. But let's talk about that word she used, cheeky. That wasn't just an accident. Cheeky is British slang, meaning slightly rude or playful in a funny, irreverent way. It's a little nod. A wink, really, to the British man who had just entered her life, and it shows us something crucial. Even in those early days, Meghan was already blending two worlds, hers and Harry's. And instead of being giddy or showy, she was grounded, quietly hopeful, grateful. Think about how rare that is, especially in this era where people overshare everything. Meghan could have turned that relationship into headlines from the jump, but she didn't. She protected it. She nurtured it. Because she understood the value of privacy. And more importantly, she respected the sanctity of something real. Even before the palace walls, before the media circus, before the Meghan and Harry branding, there was just Meghan, happy, whole, waiting for nothing. And that's what the press never understood about her. They painted her as thirsty, ambitious, in all the wrong ways, scheming even. But that's projection, because when a woman is centred, when she's not seeking validation from institutions, crowns or centuries-old traditions, people who rely on control get scared. They see her calm as a threat, her independence as rebellion, her love as manipulation. But Meghan's post was none of that. It was the truth, shared in real time, long before the cameras ever caught up. Now we know what happened next. The relationship went public, the media found out, and suddenly Meghan went from Suits actress to royal girlfriend to the most scrutinised woman on the planet. And that's when the knives came out. British tabloids didn't even give her a chance. They attacked her heritage, her background, her mother, her skin colour, her voice, her clothes, her nails. Everything, every inch of her was picked apart. And all because she had the audacity to be confident and black and American and beloved by the prince who was supposed to follow tradition. Let's just say it plain. Meghan didn't disrupt the monarchy. She exposed its fault lines. She showed that a modern woman, a woman of colour, a woman with values and boundaries, couldn't be absorbed into that cold, archaic institution without losing herself. And she refused to be lost. That 2016 post wasn't just a blog entry. It was a mission statement. It was a manifesto of joy and peace. And the fact that she's still standing, still thriving, still smiling, even after everything they've done to her, proves how real that joy was. Fast forward to today. Meghan Markle turns 44. She's no longer that 35-year-old blogger who wrote about birthdays and giggles. She's a mother, a producer, a global voice for women, mental health, equality and storytelling. She's helped redefine what royalty can look like without a palace. And what's more beautiful, she now shares her birthday traditions with her children. She posted that Harry brought her cupcakes on their second date, and now, years later, their kids, Archie and Lilibet, are part of that tradition. Full circle, family, love, stability. These are the things Meghan and Harry were never supposed to have, not according to the establishment, but they chose it anyway. They built it themselves, and no crown in the world can touch that. When the media talks about Meghan, they focus on drama. They say she left. They say she quit. They call her a diva, a narcissist, a schemer. But let's reframe that. She chose herself. She prioritized her mental health. She protected her children. She didn't storm out. She walked away with grace, with her husband beside her. That's not betrayal. That's bravery. And if you ask me, that's the kind of strength they've never been able to tolerate in a woman, especially not one who looks like Meghan. So today we honor that quiet strength, that clarity of purpose, that birthday message from 2016 that foreshadowed so much. She wanted more inspiration, more laughter, more growth. And she got it, not because she was lucky, but because she was intentional. Meghan has always been intentional. She's been misunderstood, yes. Misrepresented, definitely, but never misaligned. Her compass has always pointed toward peace, purpose, and love. And maybe that's what they can't stand the most. She didn't just marry into royalty, she made royalty real. So here's what we'll do, squad. We're not just going to watch from the sidelines. We're not going to let the trolls dominate the narrative. We're going to speak louder, support stronger, and stand taller with Harry and Meghan, because they deserve more than whispers of gratitude. They deserve thunderous support. If this message resonates with you, if you believe in telling the truth, in defending what's right, and in honouring people who stand up against cruelty, then join us. Hit that subscribe button right now. And if you want to support the truth, drop a super thanks below. Every single contribution helps us keep going and push back against the hate. Meghan's 2016 wish was for more joy, more growth, more laughter. Let's help make sure that continues. Not just for her, but for every person watching who's ever been vilified for choosing their peace over someone else's approval. Meghan Markle's 2016 birthday wish was more telling than anyone realised. The post seemed simple at the time, but her followers had no idea just how meaningful it really was. In 2016, Meghan Markle shared a birthday wish, expressing that she felt incredibly joyful about another trip around the sun. The post seemed simple at the time, but her followers had no idea just how meaningful that wish would turn out to be. In an archived post from Meghan's now defunct website, The Tig, the Duchess of Sussex revealed how she felt turning 35 back in 2016. She wrote that in anticipation of the year ahead, she came up with a happy blank. My mum has always said that birthdays are your own personal new year, your own chance to make resolutions just for yourself and what you prognosticate for your year ahead. And while I've always loved that sentiment, I have to say that when I close my eyes and think of what I wish for, I come up with a blank. A big, old, happy blank, she began. I'm feeling so incredibly joyful right now, so grateful and content that all I could wish for is more of the same. More surprises, more adventure, more opportunities to grow, more days filled with giggles and cheeky jokes, more delicious meals and more inspiration. This hopeful birthday post also had a hidden meaning. At the time of its writing, Meghan was in the new stages of her relationship with Prince Harry. The couple had not yet gone public with their romance. However, there appear to be clues within the post that she'd been spending time with the Duke of Sussex. She used the word cheeky, which is British slang, per the Cambridge Dictionary, for slightly ruder, showing no respect, but often in a funny way. 1 month prior, Meghan and Harry had their first date on July 3rd, 2016. The couple met on a blind date at Soho House in London. On July 4th, 2025, Meghan reflected on the couple's second date via Instagram. She revealed, "Our second date was the 4th of July 2016, and H brought me cupcakes to celebrate. Now, all these years later, our 2 children are in on the tradition." They met again the next day and continued to stay in contact. So by the time of Meghan's 2016 Tig birthday post, she was around 1 month into her new relationship. Meghan Markle turns 44 today. While the royal hasn't shared any celebration plans on social media, she will likely spend it with Prince Harry and their children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. Thank you for being here. Thank you for standing with the Sussexes. And thank you for being part of a squad that sees through the noise and chooses the truth every time. Until next time, stay bold, stay loyal, and stay Sussex strong.